Are you looking to complete one subject in just one day? Don't worry. I, your host Swastiki Joshi, have got you covered. Today's video is going to be a short one so that you can watch this video and immediately get ready to complete one subject in one day with these tricks. The first thing you need to do is check your syllabus and the marks weightage of the chapters. If you don't know what marks weightage are, then it's just marking scheme which determines which chapter in the syllabus holds how much weightage in the exam. You can try searching for the marks weightage of your class online. Next step is to figure out the volume of each chapter, which means figuring out how big or small each chapter is. Then according to the volume and the marks weightage, align your chapters. You should start with the chapters which are shorter but hold more marks weightage. And then, if you have time, you can cover the small chapters with less marks weightage. Now that you've figured out which chapters to cover first and which to cover later on, you need to start reading it. As you're reading the chapter, make a list of all the important terms, concepts, and ideas that you come across. But how can you figure out which information is important? There's a few ways to identify that. Number 1. Your teacher has specifically said that this piece of information will be on the exam. Number 2. It has come up a lot in the textbook and during your lectures. Number 3. It is fundamental to understanding other topics in the subject. Number 4. It is highlighted, underlined, or bolded in the course syllabus or in your textbooks. Number 5. A question related to that information has been asked in the exam papers of the previous few years. While looking for these important terms or pieces of information, grab a pen or a highlighter and a blank notebook. Highlight all the important information in the textbook and also jot it down in your notebook. Writing down information can help you to remember that information for a longer duration of time. A lot of textbooks include the summary of the chapter. If you don't have a lot of time, then you can just go through the summaries of the chapters with the less marks weightage. Even though you're reading summaries of the chapters, make sure to make use of mind maps, charts, and graphs. Now, I'm not saying that you should spend a lot of time on this if you're pressed on time, but taking out just 15 to 20 minutes to make a mind map is a great way to synthesize the information that you've just learned. This will help you to understand the concept of the chapters faster and more easily. It will also be useful for you when you revise the chapters later on. One more thing that will be helpful for your exams is subscribing to Letstute for more study and exam related tricks, tips, and hacks. Now once you're done with this, take practice tests. Now you cannot always generate a high pressure test taking environment at your house, but practice exams are great for building stamina, testing your knowledge, and putting everything that you've learned together. Now lastly, explain everything that you've learned to a friend. Now this may not seem helpful to you, but this is a very effective way of memorizing information. Once you feel reasonably comfortable with the material, meet up with a friend for an hour and explain them the information that you've learned. Encourage them to ask you questions if they have a doubt. It will force you to re-explain the concept and to think more critically about the subject. But honestly, my suggestion to you would be to not study one subject in one day. Why? This is because research shows that you're more likely to confuse similar information if you study the same subject consistently all day long. Studying multiple subjects a day will keep you on a better track when it comes to your schedule. You can also better balance your workload when you change things up every so often. Your brain will burn to a crisp if you spend the whole day trying to memorize the periodic table. Throw in a little bit of history in there as well. What do you think? Is it better to study multiple subjects a day, or should students stick to only one subject a day? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to Letstute for more such content. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep learning and keep growing with Letstute.